Welcome to Season 2, Episode 7 of the Punk Rock Drummers Podcast, where we will talk to someone who was or is in a punk band or is just inspired by the music. Today's guest is
Tony Barsotti of the band Hagfish, one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorite bands, and they're local to where I am. I'm in the Dallas area, and they were always like kind of the big Dallas band, that you'd go see.
Sweet.
Local heroes.
And there's
Yeah.
someone in that band that went on to be in a little bit of a bigger band, yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they branched off and did their own things and pretty cool, man. Pretty cool
Right,
what's
right.
coming out. But they're getting back together for a 30-year um anniversary show at where is that? I had it pulled up at the Granada in Dallas on October 18th. They are getting back together, playing. Well, it's the anniversary of their album "Rocks Your Lame Ass." 30 years. I can't believe it. Makes me feel old.
Well,
Me and my friend Brittany would go see him play all the time at Trees in Dallas,
yeesh.
and they put on a great show.
Nice. Well,
Yep.
awesome, man. I'm assuming you're going.
I will be there. I will be there. George says I am on the guest list, but I'm sure he has a million people that, you know, are more important than I am. So we'll see what happens. I'll show up. I'll show up. I'll be there. I'll sneak in if I need to.
Well, at what, 6'5"? I don't know if you're.
Yeah, I'm six
I
three.
don't
I'm
know.
I'm not small.
I don't know how much sneaking is going to happen, but we'll figure it out.
Right?
Yeah, that support beam keeps moving.
Oh yeah,
Well,
sorry.
it's Matt.
That's me. That's me. Yeah. Everything I touch shakes and moves. So yeah.
Oh yeah, don't
Yeah,
threaten me with a good time.
huh?
So don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, really great interview. Tony's awesome. Like, he's one of those drummers that just really holds it down, but he does some cool stuff too. He's like the master at stick flips and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see if he'll be doing any of that at the show. They haven't played in a long time. They kind of stopped playing for several years. I don't know how many exactly, but um, you know, they're one of those bands that they can get back together and bring a big crowd out, and it's always a good time.
Wait.
Yeah. So,
Well, I will apologize to everyone for the audio quality in my end today. Unfortunately, the had a couple days of rain, so there's a bit of rain or water in the basement, so I got a bunch of fans going and stuff. So it was either a ton of noise and I had to sit in a dank, stinky basement, or so I
I'll
chose echoey living room.
I'll see if I can fix your audio in post. I'll try to work my magic, my
All right,
very limited knowledge on mixing.
we'll do it in post. I just like saying that. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, dude. So thank you, SJC Drums, for hopping on and sponsoring us for the
Yeah.
second. It's been rad. I think we got some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipe as far as guests go. So I think people will be pretty stoked in the future to see what we got coming.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
got some SJC artists on the way in the
yeah.
future. Yeah. Yeah,
Shout
this would
out,
be great.
shout out to Rhino sleeve washers. Buy sleeve washers, put them on your drums,
Yes.
make them
Yes.
sound good, and stay in tune. And you can get them in a bunch of different colors too, so to match your drums.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, SJC, man. I've been following them a lot, lately very closely, and they've got some really cool stuff out there. So check them out. sjcdrums.com.
Yeah, I've been following the owner home from work.
You're so creepy, dude. But yeah, yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode. It's really good. Tony's super nice guy, very interesting guy, and it's cool because he and I grew up in the same area. So Arlington, Texas. Um, he talks about Arlington a lot. And that's where I grew up. And then Yeah, it's cool. It's just cool hearing about some of the same places that I used to go to and all that. But he's a little older than I am, so he was there before me.
It's super just like friendly guy. I think great, very very charismatic dude, easy to talk to, uh, which definitely always helps quite a bit. And from what you told me, you are both from the place that King of the Hill was named after.
That's what I'm told. So
The rumor.
Arlington,
Rumor.
I think it's a mix between Arlington and Garland, Texas. But I think Mike Judge is from Richardson. So I think he just combined two. And that's what I used to think about Pantera. So Pantera is from a town called Pantego, which is like a little it's like surrounded by Arlington where I grew up. And so we always assumed that the pan came from Pantego.
Hmm.
Yeah. If
There
I'm
you go.
wrong, someone correct me.
Fun facts. Fun
Yeah.
fact.
All right. Well, let's get to it.
Yeah, buddy. Look at echo. No, no.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Tony, how are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good, good.
Cannibal Corpse. I like it.
Thank
Is
you.
that Cannibal Corpse? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christian's into all the cool stuff.
I had to find a pretty tame Cannibal Corpse shirt because I have 3 kids that are in school, and I kept going to pick them up wearing like Circle Jerks t-shirts. I'm like, I gotta find some more like tame version of this stuff. So no one's getting devoured alive on this shirt. So it was a pretty sensible Cannibal Corpse shirt. Just feels weird saying that out loud, but
No, it's like. Have you seen? Remember that? What was it? What movie they were in?
Ace Ventura.
Was it Ace Ventura?
Yep.
But they were also with Nicolas Cage.
Oh
That
jeez.
not True Romance. Anyways, I'll think of it later on. But anyway, they're in that movie.
Well, good thing Nicolas Cage has only been in what 3 movies.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you know what? Don't quote me on that. Anyway.
No. Yeah, is that Leaving Las Vegas? No.
No,
Is that-
good movie though.
That would be great if that
God,
was
sad.
Cannibal Corpse were in there for no
yeah,
reason.
yeah, that would send him over the edge right there. Is that so? You're a drummer also,
Yes.
as well as
Yeah, well, I mean, hobby. I love it, but
right?
definitely not on a pro level at all. But did
Oh,
something
whatever.
give it away?
No, it's guys like you that are actually probably are pro, don't and just kind of undershoot.
Oh, I know. He's
well-
very humble.
I bet I can tell.
Yeah,
Play the
when I-
guitar too.
A little bit. Yeah, that was actually a good friend of mine that passed away. So his mother gave us all a couple of guitars. So I like to keep it around.
right
I'll
on.
probably go to my kids one day if one of them wants to learn how to play. So, but it's nice
Beautiful
to have.
guitar.
Yeah, dude, it was an old dead stock Dano from probably 20 years ago, and I love that thing. So it's cool to have it. I'm very, very
Yeah.
appreciative, very grateful. But
Yeah.
well,
Awesome.
enough about me. Let's talk about you. You're the
Oh.
guest. You don't like it
Practice.
already.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's funny because, we'll have our own kind of guests that we each kind of geek out about. So it's my turn to geek out this
oh,
time.
please don't.
I know, no. Sometimes
I'm
it's
kidding.
a drummer I don't really know much about, but Christian has followed their career, forever and ever, and he knows everything about them, and I have to do all the research and kind of learn and listen, and
Right.
and it's my turn, and of course I don't know everything about you, so but that's what this is for, because we're gonna ask questions, we're gonna learn about you, and there's some things I do know, but there's most of the stuff I probably don't know, and that's what makes this cool because we get to hear stories.
Right. Well, I'm kind of envious of your gig. I see you start from the ground up, and it's getting a lot of reception. It's cool to see.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
You guys got to be having a blast doing it.
Oh yeah, we've met some really cool people.
Yeah.
I think,
and there's way more coming too.
Yeah,
Excuse me. I think Matt and I can both agree. I think ended up taking a bit more work than we thought it would in its inception, but It's good,
Oh, really?
man. It's worth it.
Yeah. And Christian's kind of more of a natural interviewer. I'm not. Um, but it seems to work okay. And
Yeah,
We're
well, let's
here.
see. I'll critique it as we go.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we need. I know I've got all my show notes right here.
Are you hosting a fucking talk show?
That's what it looks like.
Late night with Matt Morris over here.
Yeah.
Tossing
Pen,
your
yeah. Yeah, they always have like that pen. They're always going like this.
There you go.
And have
Yeah.
I wonder what they're writing down.
So
You're a natural, Tony.
I think I first became aware of hagfish, in high school, which was in the mid '90s or so. 90, probably '96. I was living in I grew up in Arlington. I moved away to Gainesville, Texas, where it's hard to find music or anything new there. And I moved back in '96, and that's whenever I started like discovering bands like Hagfish and
I
a
used to
lot of
live
the
in
bands I
Arlington.
listened to.
Did you know that? I used to live in Arlington.
What part?
Do you ever go to Dino's?
Yeah, Dino Subs.
Dino Subs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On don't tell me. Not Collins.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Was it Collins?
Collins.
Collins
yeah, I
and,
used to live
like,
right
Park
over there,
Row?
Collins in Arkansas, South
Yeah.
Central,
Yes.
Arlington.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were over there all the time. There was this church over there called God's Place. Do you remember that? Remember God's Place? It was like it was on New York.
No, I like the name. It's so generic.
I know,
I
yeah.
was gonna say, aren't
Like,
all
straight for,
churches?
like, oh, this place here is God's place. Yeah.
But it had like a huge like punk scene, like
Oh.
Deedle and
Well,
Justin Wilson.
96. If it was going on 96, I was already out of it.
Yeah. Oh,
Arlington,
yeah.
but,
Yeah. That's true. You're
was
older
out of
than
there,
us.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's true. Yeah, you just look younger than us.
Oh, well, thanks. Just wash my face.
But yeah, that's when I became aware of Hagfish, and of course, I was around that time I was getting into Descendants and all, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit of a late bloomer just because of where I lived. There was no music, and so I felt a little behind, and a lot of my friends already, was like, oh yeah, we've known about them forever, so I had to play catch up. And Hagfish was one of the bands that I attached myself to, and unfortunately, you didn't have a whole lot of stuff. Well, I mean, you had, I guess, Buick Men, and you had Rock Chalet Mass,
Yeah.
95, and the self-titled, that's my favorite one. It hadn't come out yet.
Oh, right. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. It's funny because we probably both up and down all those streets in Arlington. I mean, I was Descendants everywhere I went. Like, I was delivering pizza, Descendants, like singing harmonies to it, like playing, like taking it all in. And sounds like you might have been going down a field or two or I-30 with the same soundtrack.
Yes, yeah. I grew up over by Arlington High, and then moved away, and then moved back to Pantego, which is
that's where the cops they bust you.
Yeah.
For anything. Yeah. They have speed traps.
That was the first place I ever was pulled over.
And the water has minerals in it. It has like lithium or something. It has like, it tastes real gamey or something.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
If I remember correctly, yes.
There's something up with the water. I mean, I think it's actually really good for you, but
yeah, it was certainly a trap for cops going up Park Road there, up the hill, or down that hill. They'd get you. That was the first place I was ever pulled over, and I used to work at Eckerd's right there.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably the speed trap. Like, okay, it's 45, up 10.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
It's funny. Every now and then we'll get a guest that Christian lived in the same area as, and they'll geek out for a little bit. So it's cool to have a turn.
Yeah.
I
liked Arlington. It was fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize that. Whenever I think of Hagfish, I always thought of Dallas. Dallas was connected to Hagfish.
Yeah, and we definitely. No, Hagfish is how I got out of Arlington, to be honest with you. I was in this band Cool Christine at the time. Fun band, cool band. I learned so much in that band, and then we just kind of broke up, and I was like, well, man, what am I going to do? I go, oh, maybe I'll just work at Bennigan's, go to bartending academy and work at Bennigan's. I mean, that's as serious as far as I got. And then my mom was like, I was like, well, I'm not really sure what to do. She threw me this pamphlet for TCJC. I was like, well, I guess I'll be a physical therapist. I just did nothing ever like really stuck. I was like, I thought I was going to be in a band, and then I met Zach, and around the time he got in this accident, I don't know if you know this, but Zach got in a bad accident. He had a steel rod in his femur. His mouth was wired shut.
Zach Blair, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guitar player, and he got all this money, and he was generous with it. You know, he bought the van, he bought drum sets, he took everybody out, and he's still generous today.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's fun, and they came out to Arlington, and like, you know, it's like, hey, you know, let's do this, and so then it was gonna fit because I would go see Hagfish, and I'd say, oh my God, that's the band I need to be in. You know, I mean, at the time I was dressed, you know, I mean, like Hanoi Rocks. It was like, or, you know, and kind of a glam band. It was fun. I loved it. In Arlington, you could imagine, you know, running around like that, like in the late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, so I was real fortunate that that we hooked up, and it kind of like stuck real quick. I knew where they were coming from. I got a chance to really play Descendants Sound of Music when I was coming out of a band that was more like, I mean, it's cool stuff. It was like somewhere between Mott the Hoople and like 999 or, you know, yeah, anyways. So, but yeah, I don't know where I'm going, and
so
that's okay.
What I'm doing.
Yeah. So you were in Arlington, you were kind of stuck, and Zach came and kind of rescued you. How did he become aware?
I don't want his head to get too big, but yeah. What's that?
How did he become aware of you? Were you in high school at the time?
No, he's a little younger than me. No, just because I was in the, you know, I think I met him at an all show at this place, Slip Disc, is when I first talked to him, or met him, and then they got a demo that we had just about to do, and they were recording with Dragon Street Records, and I guess they were having problems with their drummer, or it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't working, and then they go, well, hey, this guy's, you know, Zach told George, let's go see him. He's playing. That's what I'm told anyway. Yeah. And then I went in there and recorded half of Buick Men.
Okay.
And yeah.
I was reading about that on the Wikipedia page when I was doing some research. It said that the old drummer recorded part of it and you came in kind of midway. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Scott, the drummer, he kind of set the pace. He kind of like, you know, because I always felt like a fan of Hagfish being in it. So I always felt like I had this aerial view of the band that they didn't have because I came. And Scott kind of set, you know, that real snappy, quick, and solid foundation, you know. And so I kind of took I already kind of had some of that. So that's why I liked Hagfish. Hagfish kind of had a little more rock to it in some ways, you know, Ramones and,
sure,
and you know, and whatever, but came from more, but yeah. So there was two drummers on Buick Men.
Okay, so you didn't record over anything. You just did your stuff.
We retract the whole, like
the whole thing.
Like he played on Stamp on that one, you know. And I played on like Happiness, and I look
which
back,
were both hits.
Minimal. What's that?
Both songs were actually like hits, weren't they?
I don't know if they're hits, but
I mean, they're the more popular ones.
He played on Stamp on that one. On Buick Men. I played on Happiness. I played on Disappointed. There were some songs I just could not wait to play. Disappointed was one of them, and then So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. What you got, Christian? You got any?
I'm more curious.
I'm the one that's all excited right now, so I'm asking all these questions. That's typically what Christian does.
No, man, I'm more curious of how you got your start playing drums, just even before discovering punk rock and all that stuff. Like, where did the bug first get you?
You know, that's if I was doing your guys' job, that's probably the questions I would ask, because I think it's fascinating to find out how people, you know, like before the internet, before anybody, you just like, okay, I want to go to this music store and get this. It wasn't like, there wasn't like a tribe that you can hang with, you know? Yep. And so it was kind of interesting, you know. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I did start with bass, and I remember looking at the television, and I would play in the living room, and the TV with the reflection of the bass was so big. I was like, dude, I'm too small to play the bass. And so I go, I better get my ass behind drums. Had I known that Prince and Angus Young was like, smaller than me, I would probably like, but I was so insecure about that at that time. So I was like, okay. So I started playing drums, and I think the first beat I played is the beat that I play in Hagfish, like that pulsing kick drum, because I didn't have my dexterity at the time, so that was the first thing I did. And then I remember going into I remember that Twisted Sister, We're Not Gonna Take It. That twisted my brain for a second, to kind of get the independence with that cowbell.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But the funniest, so I love to play, and I was I think it was like a drummer at a wedding band, I was on stage, and I was like, oh my God, I was playing tambourine, kept looking at kick drum and the sizzle of the hi-hats. It's just like, I was like, yeah, what is that? I love it. And so when we moved to Texas, I was in New Jersey. When we moved to Texas, finally got a drum set, and then I remember I had to practice in the garage, of course, and we had I had a stereo back there, a little stereo, and one of those realistic speakers from Radio Shack. And it was horrible, but I had so I'm cranking that, and then I'm trying to play to a Crass record, it's it sounds like fuzz anyway, and I'm over here trying to make sense of it. And so I was playing with all these punk bands like Minor Threat and all that stuff, and GBH, Exploited, SOD, Beyond Possession, all these bands, but none of them came clear. And I was like, man, I just can't hear anything. And then I would just dial, and Huey Lewis would come on or Journey would come on, it felt like I was in a recliner. I was like, I could hear clearly the drums, and I just, would just keep playing. And I didn't know what dopamine was back then, but then there was that. And then there's a guy down the street, and that played guitar. So he brought his, that I have the same story as everybody else, trying to piece Frankenstein something together to see what it's like to be in a band. And then, I was always getting asked to be in bands. And then thank God, because I was around a lot of people that had really good influence in music. I mean, I picked some up for myself, but the stuff that I didn't grab and other people did, I'm so glad I did. You had the alpha guy in the band that's like, hey, these guys are all DC bands from sort of Beefeater and Gray Matter and all these
Dude, Gray Matter is great.
Yeah, just all these bands. And that was another one that I had, that Void and what was Alec Mackay's brother? Alec Mackay. And it was split. The bands it was Void and I forgot the other band. But anyways,
was it Idols?
No. But it sounded like Crash too. I'm over here trying to play it playing. I was like, man, I know it's in there somewhere. And then, but I kind of tuned more into rock for a little bit because it kind of felt cleaner. But the Clash, that helped too. That was a little bit okay, I can hear the drums. I didn't know there's no lessons. Matter of fact, my hi-hat, I had the hi-hat over here. I had it somewhere where it was I had to look at pictures and of on magazines oh, it goes there. And then of course the Descendants, that came around. When I played that, I was like, okay, this has all the stuff blended in it. And I got anybody that plays drums, especially that record, all the records, but Enjoy had the one that resonated with me because I think that's the time that Bill was probably into Billy Idol, and we share an influence. I love Tommy Price, that played with Billy Idol and Joan Jett, and he played on that song The Warrior, Scandal. It's a good song. So when I met Bill, we both like Tommy Price. I thought, because I didn't think anybody really paid attention because he's not a flashy drummer. He's just solid. And I think my drum style is a pretty much a hybrid between Bill Stevenson and Tommy Price. The simplicity and that I try to hit that pocket like he does. He has it though. He's like Phil Rudd of that punk version of that. and some of the simple snare rolls of Bill. I'm saying simple, but they're kind of some minimal way of playing in a way. He's just using the snare drum. I thought that was so cool. Like all fills are on the snare drum, so I didn't even have toms around me for a long time. So I just played with 3 voices.
Well, it's funny. Sometimes when I get like kind of hung up, I know a lot of drummers that'll add something. They'll throw a cowbell on, or like it's another tom. I start taking stuff away.
Yes.
Removing a tom, just only having the floor, only having the rack, and trying to make do with that. It definitely, I think you're right. Like having less sometimes will make you get more creative with what you got.
It's kind of a classy move, and it's also kind of with patience. Like you want to throw all this stuff out there at one time when you're younger, but I didn't realize how bad I was playing and how that stuff had to go away anyway because I didn't play to a click. So I met this rock drummer that was in this band called Shock 2, and he was like, he played because I would look at those metal bands like, man, they're just doing this, but they were keeping time, and anything they did they were able to do in time. And the punk bands, some of these bands, and Bill coined the term, I think, has like punk rock damage, where you play real fast, but if you kind of play slow, then it sounds broken. It's like it just sounds like it's about the kind of Mad Cowish or something. I've heard it. There's bands I heard. I don't mention any bands out there, but I was like, ooh, he has that thing where he can play fast, but when it comes down to holding it down, it wasn't. I'm not saying I'm the aficionado by any means. I'm just saying that
you're aware.
I picked up on it. Yeah. And the less is more really is. You're right. It's like it's kind of like I don't know what the word is, but it's kind of like a sneak attack thing. You don't really know it till later on. That like when I've been rehearsing some Hagfish songs. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad that I didn't fill it up with stuff because there was really no room to do so. When those bands like the guitars not really doing much, and Donnie and Zach, the whole band moves in unison, and if I'm over here trying to be Keith Moon, it didn't work. So it's like there's just times when it comes like AC/DC. It's just simple and it just has a thing. At one time, there's nothing distracting you from it,
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe that less is more. Bill says I underplay. He goes, well, you underplay.
Really?
So anything you want to do, I'll let you do. Yeah.
So okay, yeah.
I didn't hear that, but
I wouldn't think that because listening to Hagfish, I'm like, you're doing exactly what needs to be done. You're holding it down. They're doing their thing. You're filling in that space. It sounds perfect to me. I never would have thought you were underplaying. Well, if you've if I've ever if anyone's ever seen you play, you do all the flashy stick tricks.
Well, yeah, that spawned that kind of filled. Yeah, that was a challenge for me. Let me see if I could do this while I'm doing that. And then I'll get my own zone with that. I don't do so much of it anymore. I can still do it, I guess, if I, and I may still do it, but it just feels so. It wasn't like a thirsty thing, but it I don't know. I'm just looking forward to playing straight and getting,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'll overplay, not overplay, but I'll play more live. I mean, I'm sure most drummers do because not like you can't rewind it. Oh, you couldn't now because But yeah, now all eyes on everybody now. But
what were you playing? What was like the first kit you started with? When you did like after you realized you didn't want to play the bass.
Oh, I got this like $100 kit because I think it was called Aria.
Uh-huh.
And they made guitars too. I wanted to look like a Tama, so and then I got a stencil from my friend Clint, this like skull stencil, and I'll send you a picture, but I sprayed all my drums skulls because I had a Ludwig and I wanted 2 bass drums. I wanted that whole thing, but I just saw all my drums had like flat spray painted flat black and white skulls all over them. Yeah. But that's what I played. One was a Ludwig though.
Yes, please send a picture.
Speed King pedal and what's that?
I said, yeah, please send a picture. I'll insert it into the interview.
That's like when I was going, kind of skating, like skateboarding, and then I had that. So I had that whole like Beyond Possession, DRI, all that kind of going, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian has this theory. Tell him about your
Oh, just
wine.
that, like, I think at least 50% of drummers had their first kit had to be wine red,
Yeah.
like that god awful like wine red
Oh,
CB 700.
okay, hang on. You're right, because the kit that I actually bought was a Tama, and it was that ox blood,
Yep.
kind of the color of your guitar.
Yeah.
Over there a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, it did have that, and I put fur on it to like get over that. I put like green fur. No, I put red fur on that, and then when I got in Hagfish, when we got signed, I got another kit, like a small, like little cocktail. I think it was like a 20-inch kick drum. It was a little toy, and I put green fur on it immediately. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun, but yeah,
Green fur.
But yeah, it just, yeah, I think every company that makes those lower end beginner kits is just like, yeah, that's the color that kids are going to gravitate towards.
See, they made. I had like 3 cars that color. That it's like some weird like desirable color, I guess, in so many different areas, like cars, motorcycles. I mean, they had that color was everywhere. Hair, like eggplant.
We had a station wagon growing up that was that color, but also that color on the interior. And it was just like car sick every car ride.
Was it a Pinto station wagon?
No, it was like an old Chevy or something like that. But I just remember my brother and I just always like
kind of a regal color, man.
Yeah, it's not a good. It's definitely a headache color to be in there for like a 3-hour car ride from New York.
I was stoked when I got it though. It was like these things look brand new. Had that deep toms, you know.
Yep.
It almost looked like just like that. That's what I wanted. I wanted deeper toms, and it was cheap. Can't believe they could make drums so cheap. Now, I mean, well, I was thinking about
that is funny to think about too. Though, is like, you know, the first couple kits I played on were all like vintage Ludwigs, but those weren't like cool yet. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want that Citrus Mod 70s Ludwig that I got rid of for a fucking mirrored chrome Tama Rockstar that I wish I had the Ludwigs now.
Right.
That's hindsight, right?
That's what I have over there. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
My kit.
Yeah.
That's a Vista Light. It's like a 78, I think. And then I have that kick drum back over there. That's like, it's actually a 26-inch kick. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Over there? I don't know where I'm pointing.
Yeah, that was one of the first things my eyes went to.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, but that'd be weird if it didn't. But I'm not trying to like, this is the best place to sit. But that thing says Ludwig on it. And Stefan came over here one time, and he first of all, he put down this record player, and he went over here and picked up this guitar that I had, this Epiphone guitar that's like from the 50s. And he goes, dude, this guitar's worth so much money. I had no idea. I thought I traded a couch for it. Like, and it's
wow.
Like, anyways, then he goes, oh my God, that's a Ludwig. And then this whole time I had it, I just thought, and this is so me, like, okay, it says Ludwig, it's probably Ludwig. It's a Slingerland.
Oh.
Slingerland. Yeah, so it's, what did I just say? See, I'm so not equipped to saying that word because, I mean, I could have got better had I known that that's what that was a long time ago. But anyways, but that I may be playing with that one.
That kick?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, so tell me about that. So I know we're kind of skipping far ahead because, you know, 30 years ahead from when you first started. Now you've got a 30-year reunion, I guess, for Rock Chalet Mass, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So you're playing the album, or are you just playing kind of anything?
I think I don't think we're playing the album like
front to back.
I think it's just going to be all those songs intertwined.
Right.
We're not really sure how we're doing it.
Yeah.
Zach goes, let's play the record backwards, which is kind of a good idea, but
pull a Seinfeld on everybody.
What's that? Yeah. What's that?
I said pull a Seinfeld on everyone.
How so? I'm interested to hear that.
Wasn't the last episode of Seinfeld like filmed from the beginning to the end, like backwards? I think they shot it.
Oh, really? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
More like Star Wars or something. Like,
either way, sorry.
So yeah, we'll kind of get Seinfeld, I guess, maybe. Who knows?
Oh man.
But
I'm excited.
I'm sorry, what was your question, Matt?
I was asking, I didn't know if you were just playing the album or if you were playing like a mixture of all three, just all your songs.
Yeah. And then there's probably there's some songs I like to play and that we like to play that are not like kind of like, deeper cuts, I guess, that they're just kind of fun, but I don't know if anybody knows them.
Yeah. So you haven't really played them in quite a while. Is that true?
That is true. I mean, look, I don't know if you can see it. I just kind of get my
Well,
calluses
yeah,
out.
yeah. He sent me a picture of that, those
I
calluses.
did. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and,
Um,
and what I mean is, I mean, like, have you been playing in any bands since the last time Hagfish played? Which I
the
don't
only
even know when
thing,
that was.
the last time we played is I think it was 2018. We did like a run with the Descendants, I think,
Okay.
and then shortly after that, I got a call from Alkaline Trio, and I did, and they were gonna go on. This is in 2019, which seems like yesterday, really.
Mm-hmm.
They were going on tour with Bad Religion. This is like the gift that keeps giving, meeting Bill and Stefan. But the word is, I got a call from the bass player Dan. I don't know if you're familiar with Alkaline Trio,
Mm-hmm.
but the he called me up. I go, well, how did you even know to call me? He goes, well, in like 2010, we did. I forgot what record they did with Bill. They did a record, and I guess Bill goes, hey, listen to this guy, and Bill would make a, he would promote me, but I just don't think anybody was really seeing what maybe Bill saw,
Mm-hmm.
because it's, it's 4/4, with this tempo or this, to me, and probably to them. So, anyways, he goes, so he called, he goes like, their drummer Derek was going through something, and he was going to make this tour. I don't even know if he was going to be in the band. I didn't really know much about Alkaline Trio, because they were kind of peers, and then we broke up, and I wasn't listening to all that stuff.
Right.
So, so he calls Billy, goes, hey, who was that dude that you told me about, like 19 years ago or whatever it was, 10 years ago? That he goes, oh, it's Tony. So he gave him my number and called me, and then he was instantly like, dude, you're in the band. What spot do you want in the bus? What bunk you want? I was like, hey. And so I went out there, and I was out there for like 2 weeks, and we rehearsed. I learned about 30 of their songs, and then we recorded 2 songs on an EP, and it's released. And then let's see, COVID happened, and when I got back, that tour was done, and then by time bands were able to tour, Derek was back in the band, which I thought was awesome. I didn't really know if I wanted to be in a band. I was given that. I remember it was like, oh my God, I got to play these, 15, 20 songs new. And it was 2 sold out nights at the Palladium, and I had to play to a click live.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I'll do it, and, but for some reason I was kind of a sigh of relief, like, but I'll tell you what, we were writing one song right there. It was cool because I could throw my ideas. They actually used some ideas, but Matt Skiba just kind of came in with this riff, and he goes, okay, that's good. And Matt would play the bass, and then and Dan would play guitar, and it's cool seeing how they had their thing. It's like I was just kind of watching. It's like, oh, this is how they do it, okay. And then there was like we practiced this riff for like 20 minutes, and he was kind of going through it, and he was like, okay, it's done. I was like, all right. And then we go to record it. I didn't even know what we were going to record. And I was a little frustrated. I was like, dude, I need like time to map this out and have a thing, like a theme for my drums. And he's like, and so anyways, and I was like, man, we only have this riff. This is actually going to be a song. And dude, I got that when he sent me that thing, like about a month later, I was blown away at the nuances that Matt Skiba is kind of like genius, like in that way, his layering and all that stuff. He turned the name of the song is Minds Like Minefields.
Okay.
The lyrics are great, and then I forgot what Dan's song's called, but it reminded me of more Elvis Costello meets The Clash. That was a fun one. They're great. I mean, I was blown away how talented they are, how like it just rolls out of them, So I really enjoyed experiencing that. That was the last time. And after that, Matt, and you too, I came back and my foot was like swollen like watermelon. I mean, I couldn't breathe on it. No sheet could touch it. It was probably because I was just giving my foot for 30 days here, 30 songs, and just constantly playing. And so, I went to this, what's it called? A pedometrist.
Mm-hmm.
And he grabbed my foot and he was like thrashing my foot. Like Ben was like, "Motherfucker, please, dude," and froze this thing and stuck a needle in there. And then after that, I was like, you know, it didn't hurt. It, you know, the pain went away for a little bit, but I couldn't walk. I was like, oh, now I know why like disabled people, like sometimes their house is a mess. Cause like, man, I don't know if I want to get that bubblegum wrapper. It's not worth it. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, and then it's like, I had to crawl, take a pee, you know, it was like, oh my God. But, so I think that's because when we were rehearsing at that place Mates in Los Angeles, and it was like, I was either eating like pho or pizza and wine. So it was constant sugar,
Salt,
like,
yeah.
See, it just, it's so, yeah, I mean, it's so, I think that had part to do with it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So you were getting all your sugar from food and not coffee like Descendants would do.
No, I was, and I think that's the only thing I can really think of other than using the shit out of my foot. It was just totally inflamed. But anyways.
Well, it's not like you had an easy task at hand. I mean, between, you know, Mike Falumley, who played on a couple from Smoking Popes, who played on a couple Alkaline albums.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And Derek's parts, like, I mean, you definitely had those are two really, I mean, Alkaline's never had a bad drummer. Like,
no,
right off the rip. Like, I'm the name of the original guy is escaping me right now, but he was a pretty beast drummer himself. So it's impressive that you could learn all those songs that quickly and not have both your feet fall off.
It was a fun challenge. It was funny because Derek and I, there were some similarities in our playing, but he used more toms and he just kind of orchestrated a little bit more in a clever way, you know. And but I caught on to that pretty quick. Oh, I'll tell you this though, when I went there, we were rehearsing with in-ears, and so, you know, my playing was under the crosshairs. I was like, and I just couldn't get. I was using that band, the Interrupters drum kit, the way they get whatever. And so I can't remember if I brought my own pedal or not, but I couldn't get the relations together, you know. And and I remember going, "You dipshit, what are you doing here, man? Like you can't even play. Like, you knew you shouldn't come over, you know." And so it was like about 15 minutes into it, I was the only one there with my friend Toby that he was teching for them, and I knew, you know, he used to live in Texas. He actually road managed Hagfish, and so I got a chance to kind of mess around. By time Dan showed up, I had all my shit tight back. I was like, and then we played one song flawless with a click, and he just kind of turned around the mic and goes, "Dude, great to meet you." I was like, "Man, you too. You have no idea what I did to get this all tightened up." So
wow, I don't think I've been in such a stressful situation before like that. I mean,
it was, but I was prepared for what I was already doing, you know, working in my shop at home, you know. So it was like, if I got it, I got it, you know.
Right.
It wasn't like I wasn't hounding their ass by any means and kissing their ass or any means. They who wants that, you know?
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
that was the last time
cool.
that was the last time you like actually went out and played shows. Did you play? You played shows, right? Or did you just record?
I didn't play live with them, no.
Oh, okay. So just in the studio.
It was just, yeah. Yep. And then no, this is the first time I probably played in probably you know, since 2018. What is that?
About what, 6 years?
7 years. Yeah, golly, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
wow.
Yeah. But that muscle memory is crazy, right? You just kind of lock in, like, oh yeah. It's like, took a little bit and it's like, oh, there it is. And now I can do even more than that. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny because you know, my band 41 Gorgeous Blocks, we've been around 26 years. I can play any song, you know, like no matter how long.
It's in your DNA, yeah.
The time, yeah. But my band Fire Cell that I'm in, relatively new. If you know, we don't get to practice because we're all scattered, and it's much harder for me because the songs are only new to me for like, you know, a year or two or something like that. But 41 songs, I just sit down, play them, no problem.
Yeah, but you're writing the parts, right? So it's coming out of your DNA, right?
Yeah. With Fire Cell, it's like a lot of the parts are kind of already written. They're kind of like mapped out, and like I'll get a, you know, a drum version that was programmed, and then I'll
get like a songwriter throwing it toward.
Yeah, and I'll change it to my liking and everything, but it's still it's just so different. It's funny how that works. I just remember these things, and from all those years of playing, and that's what you're going through right now. So I assume it's all coming back to you just fine.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like, yeah, I almost have like a not a guilt's not the word, but this I don't know what it is. It's just like I wish I could. I sometimes wish I would have played drums on more stuff, But when it's like just these few albums that I played with Hagfish, and then it just I could have done more so that like, oh, this is the ones I know. I mean, I don't really know what I'm saying. I never really did know what I'm saying, but I'll say it. But yeah, no, I mean it's just I always had like playing punk was kind of a little bit scary for me because you show up someplace if you have jet lag or whatever, and you have to go from 0 to 70. And I remember my arms would cramp up. I was like, oh, I hate this anxiety. Like to get this going. I always wanted to start with a glass of wine or a ride cymbal, like 20 beats a minute, or something. Just something gracefully getting into something. Not all of a sudden, it's like it would kind of bum me out a little bit, but that's only like when you're touring. But there's been times during that time like we'd have jet lag, and it's like, oh my god, I just feel like sleeping so bad. I have no, and then just to get, and I mean that's why descendants drink coffee. I think that's why just like
yeah,
get back on point.
Yeah, I experienced my first jet lag last month going over to Brussels or to to Brussels. Yeah, I mean,
how was it?
To Belgium. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. But I didn't understand. Thank you. I didn't understand how bad it was until I experienced it.
Yeah.
Jet lag, yes.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense. And
jet lag is okay if you get, but it's like if you had to add a duty that you have to be attentive to, it's like, are you kidding? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Did you get through it?
Yeah, I was fine. But yeah, I mean, it was the same thing. I had to, just go from 0 to 100, playing a show in front of a bunch of people, exhausted, and in the middle of the day when I'm never exhausted, to my brain, it's, the afternoon. And
it's
why am I so tired?
So as soon as you get in the middle, like 2 or 3 songs into it, then you're in, right? All that jet lag kind of goes away a little bit.
Adrenaline takes over.
Yes, the adrenaline. Yeah.
But it's like there's no songs. I don't think there's any Hagfish songs that start out slow like that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, they're just like they're like Ramon songs. It's like you just go.
Yeah. No, it is like that. And so, and I probably part of it was probably my brain too. I probably overthought it, and but then it's what I started doing because Zach would start fast, I would start fast, so we're playing way up here, but it sounds slow. But then so when you hear a video of it or whatever, it's a recording of it, it's like, god damn, that's fast. But so what I started doing, I was like, oh duh, I just get the first song, like anniversary song or something, and I had like a little Walkman, and I was like, oh. Whoa, it's da 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 da. That's what it feels like.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my god, I can do this. That changed everything because then I was trying to keep up with my adrenaline.
Right.
Have my adrenaline run the tempo, and I was like, oh god damn, it's way up here because it didn't feel like it was down here. It just felt wrong. But then when I go, oh no, it's down here. So yoga and all that kind of stuff kind of helps.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
No, it's oh my god, I wish I would have had that clue earlier.
Yeah. That probably happens to, all of us. I know it happens to me, probably you, Christian, too.
I think it's just natural to play faster with with your adrenaline and nerves and stuff like that.
When people are watching you, for some reason, it makes you play faster.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We got that. I have a show coming up with some guys that we're doing like a little tribute thing for a band that we were in like 20 years ago. And I had spent the past couple of years locked in my basement, like learning how to play shuffles and rudiments and learning how to play slow with dynamics. And then Buddy calls me up. He's like, yo, we're doing this thing. Are you in? I'm like, yeah, dude, I got this. And then I went back to playing like hardcore, like street punk again.
Oh, right.
And I almost called him and was like, I can't fucking do it. Like, it made me so sad, but anyway, so we started getting back together with practices, and we're intentionally playing everything like 10-15 BPM slower at practice with the intentions of when we get on stage,
Yeah.
we're going to speed it up. So at least we'll be playing at the proper tempo then.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work. It's probably going to blow up in our faces, but
Dude,
the intention is there. Like
that's a great thing. That's a great thing to do. No, I mean, you have to compensate like that for it because, man, just Russian drums, the lyrics, everything just sounds. I mean, some bands. I went to go see the Cult like a while back, whatever. And I was like, they're playing slower, and I talked to that the guitar player. And he's like, oh, we got to play slow. We're old. I'm like, I told him, I go, there's no way that's you can't play that the tempo of that song. Like, it was like the hit or whatever. I was like, and but so a lot of bands do play slower when they get older. I wouldn't want to be like that. I would like the tempos that you're used to, maybe a little faster, but never slower.
Yeah. I always think about that, because a lot of these punk rock guys, these especially, well, all of them are aging, and drummers, super intense drummers. I always think about like a drummer like Trey Cool, tons of those eighth notes and, solid as can be. And he's, getting up there and I mean, he's not, ancient.
He does
or anything.
the cocaine though, I think.
I don't know about that.
I think he might be doing the cocaine. I heard some things.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You probably know better than me. I mean, of course, that would obviously keep someone going. I mean, if you're not doing that, it's like, how long can you maintain that? Because you look at the Rolling Stones and they're just like barely. What's his name? Drummer
Charlie Watts.
Yeah, he's just I mean, he almost looks dead when he's playing.
Well, dude,
I'm like,
he
can do
now.
that.
Good time.
Yeah,
good timing, Matt. He is dead.
Well, I mean, when he played.
Jeez, man, dark humor really came out.
I know, right? It hasn't come out of me yet.
That is a gig. I would love that. Yeah, I never got to really experience playing in a band like that's not fast.
Yeah.
And the more I'm playing my drums now, it's like, you know what? I enjoy. Yeah, I hear you. It's just like, but I'm starting to kind of enjoy, like, I'll play sometimes in the morning as like kind of like therapeutic. I noticed it kind of like maybe it like fires off the neural pathways or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel way more positive, and I'll play with like Kool and the Gang or like Keith Mansfield or these like whatever. Mostly a lot of instrumental stuff. God, who's I can't think of the name right now, but anyways, there's a bunch of like instrumental bands and stuff that I like to play in, soul bands. I love all that stuff. That's like normally where I reside, but playing something like punk is a little more athletic in a way.
Right.
I mean,
Bill has it down. Like, look, what is he? 60
something, yeah.
60,
yeah, 60 or
62, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he has kind of like a ballet approach to it because he first of all, he has his in-ears,
right?
Then he has those
shotguns,
noise canceling earphones or whatever. And so, and that right there, all of a sudden, you're in your own world. I know he has bliss back there because he has a great mix, and then and he's learned to like not exert himself at all. Like all that stuff that he did, like and enjoyed, like I was talking about, we slam, is just now like this, that
right.
Thing, which is it works. It's like, oh my God, he found a way. Do you see the thing with the hi-hats where he just kind of rests his? He's kind of going. He just kind of rests the stick on there, but it still sounds like somehow it still sounds like eighth notes or whatever.
Dude, actually, I saw them a couple weeks ago, and I got to sit like side stage and watch him play. And it was you're right. It's wild. It just like barely. Just it doesn't look like he's exerting a ton of energy, and he's like, he's still having fun and like fucking with the parts. Like he's writing new stuff. And I'm like, you're doing more complicated things to these songs than you were when you recorded them in the 80s, and you're still having a good time.
Dude, he's having a blast.
I didn't get to play it, but I got to sit behind his kit, and I was like, I don't know if I could do this, man. Like, I'm like, is he playing with like his ankle bone? Like, I don't like the way where his snare stand was like directly in front of his pedal. It was the wildest thing. But then watching him sit down and like, that's what I think is cool about drums too, is like, that worked so well for him. I could never play on that, I'm sure he'd probably sit down at my kit and be like, what the fuck? I could sit down at your kit. Like, I guarantee you none of our drums are set up in a similar fashion. I always thought that was interesting, is like, we can take this thing and, I mean, you can move the strings around a guitar, but then the notes are fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool that we can kind of personalize our instruments the way we do.
Totally. But you know what? I should have someone else set up my drums and tune them and stuff, and just because I play better on other people's kits. That kit right there is, every time I'm like, this thing seems fucking difficult to play, but I won't change it. I'll go over to someone else's house, like, oh my God, everything just sounds great, and it just feels good. But mine, it always seems like you have to attack it. You have to attack it.
Let's do an experiment.
Like a little bit of that. What's that?
Let's do an experiment. I'll set your drums up at the show.
Oh yeah. Bring your drums. Set your drums up. It's like, oh my God,
right.
this is the best I ever played. It's like it probably helped if the ride cymbals like right here and the drums right, here. But I haven't like reached up at the snare. I don't know what it is. But
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I mean, please do.
Well, the last time I saw you was at a Descendant show. We were side stage.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, you met Bill that night. Was that the first time you met Bill?
Well, officially, yeah, but it was funny because I was like, no, I don't want to meet him, because he went right into the dressing room, and he was like, what was he doing? Making coffee or something? And you're like, hey, this is Matt, and you're trying to introduce me, and he was like, he didn't want anything to do with.
He'll do this thing where he'll look at you, and then you'll be talking, and he'll just walk off, and then it's not even personal. It's just,
and it was funny because he was like, "Are you the guy who did something?" And I'm like, "No, that wasn't me." But it's funny. Right after that, like that September, he invited me to his house, and I went out to play that Groveridge thing that they do every year, and I'm going back out there next month again. But he let me play a song with him. I played Mr. Bass. And then cool. I'm going back out there, and I'm going to play When I Get Old. So he's actually letting me sit at his kit, which is, to me,
nice.
It's just insane. Yeah. We've talked about this before on the podcast. His kit is hard to play, and it's just the way it's set up. It's just everything's so tight and like very neat, and his snare drum's kind of at a 45, so it's hard for me to get the crack on the snare.
Yeah, no. I thought the way he set up his kit was really cool. I was like mesmerized by it. I was like, oh my God, he had that back then. He had like a remote hi-hat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then his drums, they just looked like they had soul, like history to them. This is like in the '90s. He was wearing, had all that gray equipment, from the 80s.
Battleship gray. Yeah,
dude, and those drums look like utilitarian, man. They just like, these are for drums. These are drums. That's what they are, and just like, but they just like seem something come like off of like a German warship or something. Like, and but then the cymbals were real nice, and but I was just like, oh my God, I just loved how everything, architecturally kind of looked interesting, the way he had it set up. But
it's funny. You can really tell by looking at someone's drum kit if they're going to be decent. Have you ever noticed that before? If their toms are like out and kind of funny, like
before my hi-hat was over here. Yeah. No, you can tell if they have Guitar Center shit, or if they're like, they had it, they kind of didn't believe all the hype on some of this drum stuff, and they go, oh, this is, I know I'm not explaining it, but I know, you can tell.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my kit over there, and it's like everything's like nicely, and then I see Christian's kit, everything's nicely set up, and like it looks easy to play for me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I could just hop right on that and play it, and then I'll look at some kit, it's always, there's that house kit meme. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's like, this is the house kit, and it's like the worst looking drum kit ever.
Do you guys see that video get passed around? It's like when someone wants to help you break down your drums, and they're like taking all the hardware off, like all the bolts off of the stand. No, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That thing killed me. I sent to some friends of mine play drums. So it's like, oh my God, I've gotten so many people to side eye, like, no, don't, you don't have to do that. No, you know what? Don't just put that in that bag, and that's, thank you so much.
Yep.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
So,
Um,
Tony,
Go
I
ahead,
was
Christian.
curious, Tony, if you wanted to. I mean, at the beginning when you were talking about like the stuff that you'd like to play along with, and just mentioned all those Crass and GBH and everything. What was like? Do you remember roughly like the first handful of bands that you heard that was like kind of blew your mind as far as like the punk rock stuff goes?
Um, uh, Gangrene.
Yep.
A lot of it was from skater, like kind of skate bands. DRI,
Mhm.
it was like, especially, and I hate to sound like this, but I mean, of course, the bands that had kind of like the better production, like kind of got me, it was, but I mean, of course, like I said, I was listening to Void and Minor Threat, which I thought Minor Threat had a cool production for their, a lot of those
Yeah.
punk bands. They had, I mean, DIY. They're just like DIY. They're like, is it DIY? Yeah, duh. What is it? Did I mess that up?
DRI.
No, DRI, DIY, DRI.
It's an acronym band.
Yeah. But no, the do-it-yourself band, like they had a lot of them had decent production, except for a few. There's that wonderful record that the Circle Jerks had. I remember that drummer in that band. I loved him too. Are you familiar
Lucky?
with that record?
Which
No, what he was. I remember talking to him. He's an accountant, but he was on the wonderful record, and then the one right after that. But he was great. Listen to that record. He had like ghost notes, and he was just he was a clean sounding drummer. So a lot of drummers didn't. You can tell this guy like was schooled and then played punk.
Yeah, well, that's like when I would listen to like those early Nausea recordings. Like you could tell Roy knew how to play. Like I think that's what set a lot of that early punk rock stuff aside to me, was maybe not so much the quality of the recording, but like Trotsky from Subhumans. Like that guy could just could play. You know what I mean? And he did a lot of stuff. Like I can't remember the name of the track, but like having a cowbell in a punk song at that point was like, it was pretty unheard of. So I think that there are those bands that sort of like, you're right, the quality of the recording definitely helps, but just you could tell when a drummer knew how to play outside of the world that they were playing, and there's definitely a lot going on. So I agree with you with that Circle Jerk stuff too. I wish I could remember his name.
I thought about it earlier, and I thought about looking at his name. But he played on Wonderful, and he was just like, oh my god, and he was great live, and I just thought he had all the elements, it wasn't too far this way or that way, but I'm thinking who else, Slayer, I'd jump into that stuff, and so there's that band, oh my god, Power Trip. I think they're from Dallas, Power Trip, but that drummer is not a thrash metal drummer, but I love how simple it sounds with thrash. Like those drummers that kind of play rock with thrash. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can play fast, but I don't know. But I like that guy's take on that stuff.
Yeah.
Probably because that's what I would play if I was in that band. It's like, oh, ta 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 ta. That's it.
So you and I grew up in the same town as Pantera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pantera and Rigor Mortis.
Yeah, the local heroes.
And what's crazy is both of those guitar players from Arlington died on stage.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew one. I didn't.
Got murdered, sadly.
I remember that morning seeing the news.
Yeah, and then Mike Scascia, he died of a heart attack playing in, was it Joe's Garage or somewhere around Fort Worth?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So that's kind of crazy that in Texas we had two dudes that like love music and they died on stage.
What a Texas thing to do.
And Eddie Van Halen's guitar is buried in Arlington. The very first that guitar, the black and yellow one, I think he had.
Yeah.
He put it in Dimebag Darrell's grave.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Over at Moore Cemetery.
You dig it up. It's on. I think it's on Randall Mill over there.
Yeah.
I forgot kind of by the hospital.
Yeah. Memorial Hospital. That's where I was born.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
you too. Oh no, you were born in Jersey, right?
No, I was born in Alaska, but we moved to New Jersey.
Okay.
What year were you born? It might be the year that got put in the ground.
I was born in 80.
No, that was like in 2000 something.
I'm not that young.
You'd be like 10. Like, yeah.
Matt's a really oddly developed 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This
wasn't
is
born.
excitement from.
Yeah, that's funny. No. Yeah, so I thought that was cool. You know, that's our claim to fame.
Yeah, and you know what? And they were specifically from Pantego.
I know. Yeah.
They had that. Their dad had that studio there,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was a music store. I don't know if it was there when you were there or not, but it was Rainbow Music. I forgot what it was called, but I remember when Phil was working there, and I was just getting into punk bands, and I remember him eating Whataburger back there, like, "You're in a band?" I was like, "Yeah, what do you play? Punk? Oh yeah, punk." He's like,
We'd always see him at Candlelight Inn. You know that place?
yeah, did they have like a little lounge there and stuff?
Yeah, it was like real dark in there, and it just had candles on the tables.
Yeah, we played a show, I think, in that, like on Division or something. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That,
There was a metal club right up the street from Candlelight Inn. I forgot what it's called.
yes.
Yeah, it's probably where you played.
No, we played at a hotel. This other band called Christine. I loved all that stuff. I loved all the stuff before you got signed. I love the stuff after your band's kind of getting established. But before then, and I was talking to Zach about this, and I think I talked to everybody about it. But every band's first record, maybe yours and yours, have all those experiences all intertwined in the one thing. Weezer went through it. Van Halen went through it. All the and a lot of bands. It's like a real special time. You just don't even know it's special when it's happening. You just like look back and like, oh my God, that was so fun. We didn't have the certainty of making it or making, touring or whatever, but the stories and the way, I mean, man, the stuff you had to do to like, I had to wear, I had to deliver pizza and I had blue hair. And so I had to wear they're so ridiculous. They go, you can't have blue hair, and work. So I had to wear this wig. So I got an Elvira wig and I cut a bob and I swear to God, my head was like this big. I'm so skinny. Had these like pleated shorts on with these like little sticks. And I remember I would have backwards baseball cap on this thing. And I would go to people's door, and I actually got more tips because they thought I had cancer or something. So they're like, oh, and like, I remember one time there was this girl. This is all because of the band, for the cause. And there's this woman answers the door, and her daughter's just like looking up at me, and looking at her mom, and looking at me is like, "What's wrong with him? His hair?" And they're like, "Shut up. He's obviously sick."
Oh God.
Until you remember around that time was the Super Bowl, like Dallas was kicking ass.
So yeah, about 92 or so. Yeah.
Yeah, the only time my boss at that Pizza Inn or whatever, he let me go wigless and have my blue hair out is when the Cowboys were going, and I would knock on these people's door, like during the game, it's like open the door, like, "Peterson, we got a super fan at the door." I was like, "You do? What's the score?" I didn't give two shits, but they all like, I got so many accolades and tips from like, being down with the Cowboys colored hair.
Yeah, man.
But our whole glam band worked at that place, and we all had to like, you still had like lipstick on and shit, and just. But I love all that stuff, and Hagfish had its thing about that too. I mean, it was so fun, like just knowing that. I mean, you got to think you're like 20, between like 17 and 22 years old, and you're getting paid to play these clubs, and and you're living together. Rent's cheap, and you have a dream, and you're just going for it, and then you're meeting your idols. Oh, it was the best. It's still, it's cool to know all the people that you met still, but that was an exciting time. It was almost more about that than the music in some ways. I mean, the music just came, the lyrics just, oh yeah, that happened. Here's this. It's all real.
Right.
Fun. Yeah. Then the second record, it's like, it got real serious. So you can get, or whatever, but that element's out of it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have that experience? Like whatever it may be, just, getting the ideas that go from here to here and go, oh my God, then you just see yourself grow. It's cool.
Yeah.
And your bandmates.
My first band, Kid Tested, really well. My first band was called Self Serve. Tanner, my cousin Tanner Leeser. Do you know him?
I'm not
My,
sure.
my cousin Brad Edwards. We were in a band together. But my first kind of like real band that like played shows a lot, was called Kid Tested, and that was with Deedle and Justin Wilson and all them. And
Wait, Justin Wilson?
yeah, Red Animal War, Justin
Oh,
Wilson.
you were in a band with him?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was our guitarist, and he sang a lot of the songs back then.
okay. Yeah,
And
he's talented.
I know I just recorded Red Animal War in my studio. Amazing. He's an amazing songwriter.
What, new Red Animal War
Yes.
with Dustin? Justin?
Yes.
Wow,
And
crazy.
and Tony
And the
Wan.
drummer, that same drummer,
No, that was Jeff Woganowski.
he was good.
He's been in the military, but no.
Uh,
Um, do you know Tony Wan?
I know that
Um,
name.
yeah. He's an amazing drummer. He came in here and just killed it. So,
Oh, you're
um,
recording right there at your studio.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. So
Dude, you're making it happen, man.
yeah, he just got like an old Rogers kit, and there's like 5 more
I
songs they
love
need to
those.
record. Yeah. And we're going kind of more for a more lo-fi sound with
Yeah.
these. Like we did like every mic I had, on the first part, and then the other part I think we're gonna just kind of do minimal stuff. But awesome drummer. But yeah, so I was in a band with him, and we would go to Walmart at like 2 in the morning, and we would high speed dub our tapes. And
What do you mean?
that well, you know how you could you could get your master tape, and then you could buy a package of like cheap
Yeah.
blank tapes, and you'd put one in the
Yeah.
stereo. Back then Walmart had displays of stereos everywhere, so
Dude,
we
that's
would get.
brilliant.
Yeah, I know, and that's what your story reminded me of, stuff like that.
Oh my God, that's so good.
I always think about that, and we would make 20 tapes and sell them for $5 or whatever, and it would pay for our trip to
Would you just
East Texas.
would you just wait there, or would you go and go like where what like the tennis balls are, or like
We would wait there, yeah, and it would high speed dubbing. It would do it like so many times faster than the normal
Yeah.
play time. So you would
Dude,
just hear like,
that's a crazy. Yeah.
and we'd have multiple stereos going.
Yeah.
And I think about that stuff too, like
That's
all
great.
you had to be very creative back then to make money, and you know and to get shows, and to find band members and stuff like that, because there's no internet. There's no easy
Right. When
way
you
of
found those
communication.
guys, you found them too, because that was another thing. You had to find guys that want put feet on the ground kind of thing. Like
Yes.
like Zach and Donnie, those guys came over, and and then we lit. It was all human, like interface in each other's faces, and it's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel so fortunate to have that. I'm sure you guys do too.
Yeah. Well, and Zach and Donnie are so great. I don't know them real well, but I remember there was what was this? Maybe 2002 or 2003. I tried out they had a band called Armstrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I remember going out there maybe a couple times and playing with them, and I think I was just so busy with 41, and I was just a kid. I was just in my early 20s. But it's funny, I found the tape. Like,
Do they know this? Did they?
I sent Zach a picture of it, and he seemed to remember.
Okay.
So, but I never recorded with him. I just played with them. We just practiced, and I see Zach all the time at shows and stuff like that. And
Right.
um,
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was you must have been young, because that was probably like in 2000, right?
2002 maybe.
Three?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would have been like 22, 23.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark, what's his face, played drums in that. Who's in ministry? God, what's
Hmm.
his last? I don't have a lot of like brain fog. Like, wait, what? I know his name. But those songs that you probably played, those were songs. Some were Zach's, and some were Hagfish songs that we just abandoned because we broke up.
Hmm. So it's crazy.
So-
I've played some old unreleased
Yeah.
Hagfish songs, I guess. Well, I don't know if they ever released anything. I didn't hear, but I do
Yeah, they're-
have that
they're-
tape.
They have an album. There's an album called Dick the
Okay,
I think
I'll have to look that
you
up.
probably get it on. I know it's on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to find that tape. I don't have a tape player, so I never was able to listen to it.
Yeah, says the guy that went to Walmart and used all those ones over there.
Well, that
Uh,
was that was 20 something years ago. 20
right.
last time they had stereos in Walmart with tape players.
God, that's crazy. That's a good story. Yeah, I
Thanks.
like that.
Um
Uh,
yeah.
so, uh, so both of your bands are playing, and you're do your guys bands play together? God, I'm sounding like
No,
like
no,
an
no, no.
old
He's
dude on the
interviewing us now.
porch. Like,
So I'm actually I'm in upstate New York, and Matt's in Texas. So
oh,
we're
okay.
yeah we do this from quite a ways away.
We've
But no,
never
I
even met
haven't.
each other.
Yeah,
We've never met each other.
Really?
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
Then how'd you guys like? I'll interview you guys for a second.
Yeah.
How did you guys connect?
Well,
I did some artwork for those
Oh.
dudes for Fire Sale. So their guitar player Chris has a podcast called One Time on Tour
Okay.
that I was listening to at the time, and I just shot him a message. I was like, "Hey, dude, like podcast is cool. It's fun hearing these stories." And he's like, "Oh, I love your art." Like, so we just linked up, and then I did like some sort of like caricatures of the guys that they use for some promo stuff, and then Matt hit me up to do some things, and it just kind of it went from there. And I think Matt can tell the rest of the story a little bit
I always
better.
felt
But
like I was annoying you because I would always like text you and be like, "Hey, could you do a cartoon of, could I pay you to do this or that?" And I just didn't know you back then. So but yeah, we just hit it off after a while, and then this idea of the podcast showed up, and I don't even really know. I think we were just talking so much at that time that it was just like, "Oh, you're gonna do this with me," kind of thing.
Wow. Damn, that's cool.
well, you
So-
probably heard me with my spewing my facts about random shit, and you're like, "All right, you know things."
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah, you
some
knew
of
gray
that.
matter. Yeah, and
Wait.
yeah. A lot of
Well,
people-
I know it. This couldn't happen without Christian. He's the brains of the operation for sure.
Oh wow, there you go.
So
So
Thank you,
is you
but
two
to hear-
exclusively doing this?
yeah.
How many episodes do you have under?
This is 15, I think, right?
Nice.
Season 2.
You got anybody exciting coming up on the list?
Um
Or exciting to you guys?
I think
They're
we're
all
gonna
kind of
have.
exciting to you guys.
I think we're working on getting Lane from Dillinger 4,
yeah.
Oh, cool.
which
Yeah.
would be cool. But other than that, I mean, we don't have anyone.
We'll get
Too
Smelly
locked
on
in.
soon.
Oh, right.
We'll
Are
get Smelly.
They're done, right? I
Yeah.
keep on seeing pictures that it looks like they're not done, but
I know. I keep seeing stuff too.
But maybe is it just flashback photos? Or
It's
something?
memories. Yeah, people are sharing
Yeah, okay.
memories of the
Okay.
last time they saw them play was around
Yeah.
this time, I think. And I know exactly what you're
That
talking
dude's
about. That's
cool.
funny.
I love him.
Oh yeah, he's really
Yeah, he's gonna
great.
be fun.
Well, my
Yeah,
cousin
oh my
Tanner
God.
is good friends with him, and
Dude.
and so he was like, "Yeah, well, I'll get him on the show for you." So
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no, he'll be great. That band has so many stories. That band's so full of personality and craziness.
that'll
for
be
years.
a cool one. Yeah,
Yeah, good for you.
yeah. But I did want to ask, about. I'm really interested, and I know Christian is too. We're really interested about the recording process of some of the albums, that these drummers play on. They're so interesting to us because they're always just completely different stories. So like, I guess Rock Chili and Mass was probably the first full one you did with Hagfish, right? From
Yeah, and it was the first-
front to back.
Yeah, and I think it was the second or third record that Bill and Stefan did.
So you
in the
did.
studio.
Okay, so we're both self-titled and Rock Chili and Mass done at the Blasting Room.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, they both were, and but we had before we did the self-title. Somehow or another, we got tied up with this guy. We all kind of wanted to try it because just whatever scratched off the list. But there's
Mm-hmm.
a guy named Bo Hill, and he did like Rat and Warrant and Shaka Khan. But he wanted us bad. He was just
Yes.
like, what's that?
I said yes, Shaka Khan. Yes,
Shaka Khan, no
Yep.
doubt. And he's been in all kinds of recording situations, but he was out in Los Angeles, and we went out there for a few months and did this a record with him, and it took the life and the excitement out of us. He wanted to do this deal where he wanted us to play slower, and then he was going to time expand it back then that technology was just coming out. That's like
like Pro Tools.
I think so. Yeah, and he goes, "You're gonna play it slow, and then we're gonna speed it up with this time compression thing."
That doesn't work.
I mean, it sounded like Queensryche doing like maybe a Hagfish song,
Yeah.
He really. We had some good moments, but it was like the record. We just felt alone on an island with this guy. Our label wasn't really into it. Our management wasn't into it. We later saw the thing that we're not into it, and then Bill thankfully goes, "Oh man, so you go and reach out to try to do this with this other producer, and now you come back to Papa Bear." It's like, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We record our fucking record, and then
Bill loves you guys.
We had to get what's that?
I said Bill loves you guys so much.
Oh. Yeah, he probably we love him too. We love him too, and we had a great time. I think we both needed each other because he was kind of going down a dark path. He had told us, and then Zach and I were like, "Motherfucker, you cannot be in a bad mood. We're too stoked to be here. We've been waiting for years to fucking do this with you, and you're gonna act like hell no." And then it just all opened up, and every day was so fucking fun. It was so fun. It was like the record. Oh yeah, we're also doing a record. It was one of those things.
Oh, that's yeah.
No, we connected. I mean, we totally connected.
I can't imagine how stressed you were
stupid.
before, trying
What's
to do
that?
something. I just think about how stressed you probably were trying to record something slower and then having it like artificially altered. And
We
so then-
Especially when you're capable of playing
exactly.
it at speed. Anyways, like it doesn't make any sense. It's not like you couldn't play it that fast.
I know. It just took the aggression out of it. The thing out of it. Just took all that away and just made it kind of faster. And he didn't even go way fast. There was some. He was very talented, but he made us sound like there's moments inside those recordings where we sound like Rat. Like I don't know how he did it, but he would. There was stuff with the guitar that he would have. Like Zach just accent the tail end of a riff with an octave and kind of bury it, but your subconsciously pick up on this thing, and there's like another tone, but an unfamiliar ear would just think it's a song. But when you go like, oh, there's something that happens right there. He wanted to map out. I had some ride cymbal pattern going on. He wanted to map out the ride cymbal pattern so that he can like polyrhythm. You do like a polyrhythm with a triangle. I was like, dude, I gotta say no. There's no fucking way. There's no reason for it. Like
that's not Hagfish.
No,
it sounds like this guy just got a bunch of new toys and he was like, "Yeah, let's." It's like being in a death metal band and buying a banjo. Be like, "No, it'll work. This banjo will sound great."
There was like another little LA moment there that somebody had a song that it was a friend of his, was a songwriter. Like, hey, we want to put the song on the record. It just started. I just saw like what they talk about the music business. Meanwhile, London Records wants to know if we can play ska, if I can play a ska beat. And I was like, what's happening? That thing is happening to us.
Yes.
And we got in a fight with them. And so we just went with Fat Mike and Bill. It's like, and that would have probably been a good intermediate record. And then we would have probably done, I think if we would just waited one more record or two more records, it would have probably happened for Hagfish, like in the next level, and we were still getting a lot of tours, a lot of bands went to we still had the thing. We just kind of went through a little dismal time right after Rock Lame Ass. I think we made a good record, but the next one would have really we would have been set up, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, look, go ahead, Christian. What were you saying? Oh, I thought you said something. I was just curious.
I was listening.
I was just curious what it was like recording with Bill. That's one that's on my bucket list. And so, is it? I know you said you're having a good time, but like when it comes down to it, is it stressful?
Well, it was weird. It's like of course I looked up to him. I mean, I remember him playing like in Austin when I was a kid, or like about 17. I remember taking a video player because I couldn't ever get videos to see what he played, so I sat behind with a video camera, and
wow.
So I already exalted him, but by the time we got there, the only thing that bummed me out, I always fuck with him about this story, is that so we're traveling, I had a drum key on a keychain, just, it doesn't, and he's like, and like I said, Bill was in a thing, he was like, pop punk was happening, and he's the predecessor that he fucking was in, in the foxhole the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and here are these bands you making money off of what he kind of helped create. So I don't know if he looked at us like that at first, but I remember I walked in there and I had a drum key. He goes, "Oh, you're one of those drummers." I'm like, "I'm fucking not. I just have a fucking drum key because I don't want to do it with my fucking fingers." And then he later learned that I didn't give a shit about my cymbals, my equipment, and
Yeah.
so then it kind of loosened up, and this sort of ties into it. But I remember I was washing my hands at his house. I remember he was watching, like he needed to be watching this at the time, but he was watching Apocalypse Now,
Mm-hmm.
like with the lights off and the TV on. I was like, dude, can it get more dismal than this? And I'm in there washing my hands, and I have out of all those glam bands in Hollywood, one of my favorite bands is Faster Pussycat, and they're like just this rock and roll band, and they probably came out at the same time as Guns N' Roses came out. And I was washing my hands, and I saw a tape like on the windowsill. I go, hang on a second, and I picked. I was like, Faster Pussycat, huh? And he's like sitting there, like he's glowing off of that TV screen. I go, hey man, Faster Pussycat? He's like, yeah, like out of all those bands, like that band. I go, I fucking know, this is my favorite fucking bands. And so it got real loose, and all that anxiety that you think you would have, it just went away because I knew I was going to play my parts, and also knew kind of like the comfort that you can get playing with a click track, because you're not going to speed up or slow down. Mm-hmm. I also know that he's going to help. It's like going to the doctor in a way. Like he's going to help arrange these parts. And he took a lot of stuff out, and he arranged the shit out of these songs and made us play made me more simple in some ways. And it's like, oh my God, that sounds so clean. That sounds so much better. And so it was, my tracks were done pretty quick, so, but Stefan really kind of was the guy doing the drums. It was
he's an amazing drummer.
Then he's a great drummer.
Yeah.
And he's a great drummer. I'm glad I didn't know that when I was recording. And then Bill would do the guitars. So they switched, and I thought that was so clever. And he said that the way they record is that they'll play to a click with the bass, and then Bill will play drums after that, play tracks after that, and it kind of like works like elastic, in some ways. It was kind of this weird thing, and so to answer your question, it was fun. It was kind of it was that the anxiety got knocked out real quick. It wasn't like I was getting scrutinized. We were having a good time. Now, Rise Against, they probably have a different relationship that, it's like, they've done some great records, but, Zach's, he's done so many records at that place.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you need to get Barnes. Barnes is such a good drummer.
Brandon Barnes. I know.
He's so good. And he's another guy that sets it up kind of crazy. Yes. He is so good, man.
He sits kind of far back. He kind of sits far back,
and he kind of he's like this, but his parts. And I heard he posted something. It didn't have anything to do with Rise Against, him just playing drums. It's like, oh my God, I listened to it like 12 times. And then someone recorded a sound check of his and was
Rhino.
Listen to him. What's that? Rhino.
Rhino. Yeah.
Did you know what I'm talking about? He's behind him like this at a sound check.
Oh yeah.
At this angle.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, like what? All that, so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. And he's very, very cool.
Rhino does a lot of drummer footage, and we had him on the podcast very early on.
Rhino?
And, Brandon? Huh? Rhino
or Barnes?
Rhino. Well, Barnes is on the list for sure. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's funny too. He's such a cool dude. I'm so glad that Zach kept going, and then spoke well of us, and then we're all friends because of that. It's like a kind of family in a weird way. Like, even though you just know when you see people, just like you have this thing, and Rise Against one of the So I'm tickled to death that Zach has a career that he's wanted from fucking get go.
Oh yeah, he's made for that.
He
and
is
then
made for it.
Donnie playing with the Toadies. I mean,
Perfect.
what a cool
And
gig.
they have a band perfect for each of their personalities, and the busyness, because Donnie likes, he likes to tour, but he also likes to hang with his wife. I'm not saying that Zach doesn't, but Zach likes to tour, and he likes to be, and he likes to do podcasts. He can't get enough,
Yeah.
and he's cerebral enough to keep up with all of it, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you're doing you build furniture? No, you build furniture, right?
Yeah,
I just didn't know the right word to
designing.
say. Woodworking, furniture.
I don't even really know what to say. I mean, yeah, it's just like I was building sets and props, and I loved it. I like way more than I thought I would, and I've been doing it for probably about 20 something years. But yeah, that's what I've kind of been doing, and I had a restaurant for like 5 years, and still have the restaurant's still going, but that wasn't for me.
What's it called?
It's called Lounge Here, and it's here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh.
But I haven't been in there since I sold it.
Oh, okay.
But it was
restaurant business is tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's totally tough, and it's
Mm-hmm.
it's totally tough, and that's the deal with the city. I was like, what am I doing with all this? And then I got back in my shop. I was like, oh yeah, and I'll make all kinds of So, but I'm trying to get into other things, so I'm not always like snorting sawdust. I mean, I was even thinking about playing drums, but I don't know how to make any money at it. But I don't kind of really care. I just want to get in something that's not. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, are you kind of holding out? I mean, I didn't know if you would go out with a band if you had the offer, if you would still do that.
I don't know. Part of me is like, I kind of want to be in a hardcore band one minute and then like a jazz ensemble the next. Like
why not both?
I mean, so we'll see. But right now, yeah, I still have a love for building stuff, and I got myself a crazy obsession with some of these rare RVs, and I was, I'm like, oh my God, I must, like, I didn't care if I was making money. I just wanted to keep making these things better and better. And I have one that is sitting out there in my driveway that is really cool, but it's like, I don't do it for money, but I don't know. I'm not a car guy either, but I love making these things that you can pee in and sleep in, run, and like be like a cozy little nook,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So
that's what I call a sleeping bag.
Right. Well, dude,
you can definitely pee and sleep in those. It's not too comfortable.
What, a sleeping bag?
Yeah.
A whole lot cheaper and a lot easier to
I've peed in plenty of those, man. That's
right. Yeah. Yeah, you're upstate New York, so yeah, you got to be drunk and warm. Is upstate? Is that where Amityville? Is that kind of? Do you live next to Amityville?
The closest place that people know where I'm at is Albany, like the capital.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, yeah, that's upstate New York, because everything's within a 3-hour drive in any.
What
any
you know what I'm talking about? Amityville Horror, the movie.
Yep.
How old are you?
Yeah. What's that?
How old are you?
44.
Okay, so yeah, you probably. When did you see that movie?
Jeez.
Did your parents make you see it when you were young?
No, I probably saw it against their.
Oh yeah.
They probably didn't want me to see it. No,
because you'd be juggling, shanking babies by now if you had
that. So my dad has a lot of sisters and brothers, and his youngest brother was still young enough to be living at home when he would drop us off at our grandparents' house to go out. So. My uncle played us some of those, like Night of the Living Dead.
Always an uncle, yeah.
Always, yeah.
He played us Labyrinth, and I remember being like, it was so funny when I was a kid. I was like terrified of Labyrinth, and now I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck? It's just like puppets. It was weird though, man. And I don't care what anyone says.
Kindergarten Cop and The Exorcist.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I digress about
things like that are so interesting to me though. Like Amityville Horror and all that. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Where do you live, Matt?
I'm in Midlothian.
Oh, Midlothian. Okay.
Yeah. So
I just saw that Jaws is playing a 50th anniversary down at the Angelica. I was like, I might want to.
Yeah.
I like to just see it just because just reminds me of all that old, pre fucking radical politics shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not far from Dallas. I'm just like 20-minute drive to downtown, probably 25.
That's a cool town. I mean, like it's all this shit. it's growing.
Yeah.
Everything's like there's no place that's like a small sleepy town anymore.
No. Midlothian
getting
was.
rare.
Now we got 2 Chick-fil-A's. So
Be careful with that.
I know,
God,
right?
Chick-fil-A is so good, so bad for you, man.
Um, Christian, do you want to? It's been an hour and a half or so.
It has.
Yeah. Do you want to do your little your outro thing? Do you have some questions?
Unfortunately, I was only able to get one. We had a very busy day today, but
Yeah.
usually we'll end this with some questions for my kids.
Okay.
So my oldest usually has the most cohesive things.
And I didn't get one from my daughter this time.
No, so
That's pretty cool.
Out of all the fish, why hagfish?
I'll tell you why. I didn't come up with the name, but I know exactly how it happened. Zach said they were in a dictionary, and they fucking went, bam, and hagfish is probably the one that came up, or before, maybe the first or second thing, and they went with hagfish. Yeah.
You be careful. The citizen fish is gonna ask you to tour with them soon too. You said it again. It's like Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, no. I want to be in Citizen Fish.
I just saw Fishbone. You may end up with them.
Oh yeah. How was that?
Oh, that was amazing.
Angelo still have all that energy?
Yeah. I was up on stage most of their set, so I was kind of on the back while I was watching the drummer. So he was I guess he was a fill-in.
He used to play facing away from the audience.
This was a new drummer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was with.
I heard that back in the 90s, the deal was, it's like, why is the drummer playing back to the audience? And he said, supposedly he said, I hate to see white people try to dance. That was his thing. It's like, I fucking get it.
Yeah. That's got to be horrible to see.
I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I heard it when in the 90s, like when we saw him, it was like asking what the deal was, and that was the word on in the club anyway.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Well, so you guys. I'm sorry, Christian.
Just there was one more of embarrassing stage moments for you.
I can't. I sitting down behind there, so there's one time I remember I would throw sticks up in the air, and we were touring with the Boss Tones. It's not embarrassing, but it was actually kind of charming that they did it. But I threw some sticks up, and then Dickie and all them, the Boss Tones were above me, and they just dropped a shit ton of sticks, kind of like a video. You look at it, and all of a sudden it rains sticks.
Yeah.
But I can't. That is a good question. I've never really. I know George fell off the stage one time, and Zach came with because George was wearing these sunglasses, and we were in some Omaha, Nebraska or something. It's high stage, and it was dark, and all of a sudden there's no George, and I didn't really pay attention. And Zach's like, "See, George fell off the stage. He fell off the stage." He's like, "What?" I was like, "Oh my god!" And he had hurt himself. I mean, I don't know if George wants me telling that story, but it wasn't me. Maybe that's coming up. October 18th would probably be the most embarrassing thing I've been.
Yeah, George is a great guy. He and I have become friends over the years, and
he's so sweet.
He came over to the studio last year or so, and I photographed him, and he let me take his portrait.
That was a great portrait, by the way.
Thanks. I think he uses it for his main picture on Facebook and stuff.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah. I mean, that just seems George to me because he has a pretty deep soul.
He does.
He's a sweetheart. He's smart. He's friendly, and he's he's. I'm glad I got to meet him.
Oh yeah. So October 18th at the Granada Theater.
Get the Granada. Yep, with Oddfellows, Tom Girls, Dracula's, and then us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be there. George was asking about me photographing you guys, so I don't know exactly what he has in mind, but I may be out there.
Yeah, that's up to you. You don't have
doing
to,
that.
Whatever.
Oh no, I'd be honored, but
yeah, I mean,
it's up to you guys.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, just enjoy yourself. Do whatever you want. If you want to do that, that's fine. Yeah,
no, I'll see you out there.
Yeah,
it'll be a good time.
When is the show?
October 18th.
October. That's hard to get out.
You ain't leaving the house.
I know.
No. We're gonna be in Jersey actually. that
Oh, really?
week. Yeah, we do
Where
a
at?
little.
Where at?
We do a family trip to Asbury every
Oh,
year.
okay.
You were just
And
there too.
yeah, a buddy of mine is a local, and he was just like, he's like, we usually go down in June. He's like, you got to come in October because it's local summer, so like the beaches the water's had all year to warm up. It's not insanely hot out. The whole like all the beach crowds or boardwalk crowds are gone. So
That's where the Stone Pony, right? The Stone
yeah,
Pony there?
yeah. It's actually my Brian Keeneland from Bouncing Souls, the buddy of mine. So we go down there, and
cool.
we actually just saw Dillinger 4, H2O, Lagwagon, and Bouncing Souls, 2 weeks ago at that outdoor Stone Pony thing they do every year. It was a fucking killer show.
That's when you need to get on here, Dave from Lagwagon.
Yeah, we had him.
We've done it.
Oh, you already had him?
Yeah. Dave and Little Joe. It was actually at their practice, and Little Joe. I'm good friends with Little Joe, and he hopped on and did some talking. Bass player. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, RKL.
Yeah. Okay,
See, you could have kept playing bass, man. Look at Joe.
I fucking could have.
Until you see Joe play.
Oh my God. Yeah, fucking lugging jumps around was not my thing, man. Ugh. That's cool. Yeah, Dave, he's constantly. I mean, I just watched. It's like this dude's loving his life. Like he is loving playing drums, and I see that. I was like, did I fucking miss out? Should I have kept on playing? But no, he fucking loves, and he's good.
I'll have to send you that episode of our interview with him. It's pretty crazy. My cousin Tanner joined us. It was just I just went off the rails quite often. It was fun.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was a good one. But
In a good way.
Yeah, I'd say in a good way. We called our buddy Johnny Cruz from Limp partway through it to have him talk to Dave because they used to tour together back in the day. Yeah, it was it was wild. No, it was good. It was definitely fun. But
man, it was. I'm flattered that you guys, picked me to talk to.
Oh yeah, I've been a fan for a long time, so I've been wanting to get you on for a while.
It was it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, well, this will be fun.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess Matt, I'll see you hopefully in a couple months.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, sad you can't make it.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get to meet him for the first time at a Hagfish show.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Apparently, my family wants me to be around. Fucking lame.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is there? Yeah. Can we write you a note? Well, man. Good. I'm glad that you. It sounds like your family's kind of involved with some of the fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do they play? Your kids play music?
My oldest is coming around to it. She's got my 13-year-old. She's got this very it's a very unique voice. Her singing voice. It's really different. And I'm trying to find that balance of encouraging without ruining the fun.
Right.
So right now I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I mean, they all love listening to music. It's very different. My oldest, I have three. My oldest is pretty much on punk and hardcore and metal, but still likes a lot of pop. And my younger ones are just Taylor Swift as of now, but they'll come around.
But that just instruments are it's like Candyland back there. So I'm sure they're when you're not there, she's probably tapping on the cymbals and kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Ukuleles everywhere upstairs too.
Step Brothers, you guys seen Step Brothers, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope no
one puts their nuts on my drums. But
oh man.
I'll send you a video of my daughter playing drums yesterday. She's actually pretty good.
Oh good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I mean, her daddy's good. So.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, man.
Well, all right. Well.
Dude, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Tony.
Bye-bye.
You gonna eat your mic?
What?
He's such a nice guy.
I can relax to my normal posture now.
I know. It stopped raining. I was worried.
In my pants ever since.
Huh?
I said it's been raining in my pants this whole time.
Yeah, he's such a cool guy and really
nice
interesting drummer, and super nice. Just
I wish we could have got some music in there.
Well, I'll play some. So I think it's actually probably better that we talk about something and then I just cut it and insert it, you know? It so it was really tough because on the Bane one, you would pick up your phone and I wouldn't really know exactly where it was starting at. So I had to just really like I had to like A B and A B and A B and like and then I couldn't line it up perfectly, but I basically just muted because y'all were talking over it. So I muted it and put the Bane logo over it so it wouldn't be confusing if people watched. And it actually sounds really good.
That's cool, man. I got some new hi-hats today.
I see. Are they the sweet?
They're-
Oh, what?
These little no, dude, these are actually
I
these
was.
these are Sabians.
Oh, they are.
These are
I've never seen Sabians that look like
AAX
that.
high frequency. There they are.
Are they
I
like a
fucking love
hybrid
these
kind
things.
of thing?
They're just they're like, so it's got a raw bell
Yeah. Oh,
and
wow.
then like lathe and then whatever this just like scratched up part is, but they sound killer.
I've noticed a lot of cymbals kind of have that rough part and then the smooth part. I always think that looks
I
really cool.
had a ride like this that was supposed to be like this 3 zone thing and it just sounded like shit. Like some stuff's just too much, man. I'm good. Like I put another symbol over here. So I have like a little, it's like a little 14-inch K thin, but it's got rivets in it so it can kind of sizzle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I
Yeah.
just realized I can finally hear you play the drums now because we can make it to where and even if we like did Johnny again, he could set up, he could play his drums and we could
Yeah.
actually hear. I wonder what that would sound like. We may have to
I
do a
like to
test
get,
with him one day.
yeah, I like to get Dave Mello back on and play.
Oh or Dave, yeah.
That'd be fucking sick. But anyways, man, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
old.
I forget.
I'm
It's so late
exhausted.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's all good, man.
thanks for checking it out. I was worried at one point that you
Ooh,
were just
excuse
going to
me.
disappear because your battery.
Oh, I wonder if I can.
But you know what? If that
No,
happened, I would have just finished it off and
I'm 11%. So
yeah, I would have just inserted a picture of you in there.
you just inserted me.
Yeah. I would have cut it and inserted it.
Ooh, kinky. But cool, man. Well,
Well, I
yeah,
got
we
a lot
gotta.
to do because
Yeah,
I got to re-upload all this stuff and
that's
see if I
right.
can get it by tomorrow.
Cool. I'm
But no,
sure
I
we'll
mean,
be fine.
I'm sure people aren't just sitting there waiting for the next episode.
Hey, you never know. Oh, low battery mode. Here we go.
Oh, good timing. All right, man.
All right,
Well, you
dude.
have
I'll
a
talk to you
wonderful
later.
night.
You too, sir.
Bye.
Later.